Welcome to Cyraxx, Tales of a Lolcow. In this podcast series, we delve into the disturbing world of Cyraxx, a figure notorious for his reprehensible behavior and status as a lolcow. Despite his online notoriety, Cyraxx's actions extend beyond mere internet antics, where he has been identified as a known pedophile. Join us as we peel back the layers of his online persona, examine the impact of his actions, and explore the complexities of addressing villains in the modern age. Warning: this podcast contains discussions of sensitive topics and may not be suitable for all listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome everyone to Cyraxx, Tales of a Lolcow, a brand new podcast presented by me, yours truly, Chills Wilkins, and my two awesome co-hosts, Denim.
What's up, everybody?
And the lovely Casey.
Hi, guys.
In this podcast, and don't worry, for the future we won't have super deep introductions, but this is the first one, so we kind of gotta. We're gonna be exploring Cyraxx and the true depths of this monstrous human being and what he just gets up to. Generally speaking,
his goofy shenanigans.
Yeah, all of that. We're gonna have a good time here. For now, just so you guys have a general idea of what's coming at you, we're gonna attempt to structure this by looking a little bit at the past and covering the history of it and kind of working up a timeline. But also, we'll look at new stuff towards like the end always, because you wanna be part of what's happening right now. That's the hype.
So just a quick note: I am fairly new to Cyraxx. I don't know much about him. At the time of the recording, I've been following him for maybe a week and a half. So I just kind of ended up here.
Somehow he found us, the poor thing, and we're going to ruin his life.
We are going to ruin his innocence
but he's
quickly.
Gonna laugh. He's gonna laugh.
Oh,
a
yeah.
bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. With all the shenanigans the little goblin has been up to.
We're gonna laugh. We're gonna cry.
We're gonna go
disgusted, revolted.
We're gonna be, ew, what the fuck did he do?
Oh my god, yeah. You guys are gonna, especially if you don't know too much about Cyraxx, you're gonna say things that you've never thought you'd say out loud.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be sitting alone listening to this, and you'll say it out loud. Believe me,
it's gonna be a shit show.
You'll want to tell your friends, and they won't care.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh Lord. Oh man, this is part of how monstrous this guy is. He's so bad, you can't even talk to other people about it. Imagine him.
No. We've just come together as kind of giving a look at why is he like this?
Which brings us perfectly to the star of the show, Cyraxx. Now you may wonder, who is Cyraxx? That's pretty easy to actually explain. Cyraxx is this goblinoid humanoid being that happens to live in Akron, Ohio. I'm not going to give away his address, but if you really care, you'll find it, because he can't stop saying it. He might think he's Iron Man.
He doxes himself very early on.
All the time. You'll stumble across things where you might see posts where people are sharing the telephone number of his mom, right? And you're gonna be saying stuff like, "Hey, that's not cool." But please remember that the phone number was gotten by the fact that he brought it up. He goes, "Hey, call my mom, ask her," and then he gives out the number. So, all the info. I'm not gonna put it out because I don't think I need to. But
yeah, we're not gonna put it out as a podcast.
Yeah, we have standards and morals unlike him, so...
She's speaking for herself. I have none of that. However, I don't want to get in trouble with you two.
Yeah, no.
I'm kidding. But real quick, just up front, just the important. Let's get it out of the way one time. Don't harass him, okay? Don't harass anybody we talk about. Don't go looking for them. Don't do it. There's no need.
Leave it to the professionals.
And also, we are not going to try to make anything up about him either, because there's also no need for that. We're just going to talk about what he does. That's bad enough.
Yeah, it's not really worth making up stuff about him if he's already going to do it.
Exactly. He's... And it takes away. It takes away from what's true, right? Because then if you hear that something is just a made-up lie, you're going to wonder what else is made up.
Yeah, and we're not any of his trolls. None of us even really had any interaction with the guy. And I don't plan on it. I would rather not. We're not using our names.
We're not using our legal
where
names.
we're from.
Wait a second. You guys aren't Denim and Casey?
I'm a
Then
Denim.
why did I get it tattooed on my arm? Oh man.
What Casey said the other day when we were talking before recording, don't touch the poo. You know.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Stay away from the poo.
Yeah.
The poo has diseases.
It's disgusting. He likes to pop fleas or bed bugs or whatever.
Bed
Just
bugs,
don't touch
please.
it.
No
So
misinformation.
seriously, so seriously, who is Cyraxx? Right? Cyraxx is a 33 at the time of recording this
33.
year-old
He's the
man,
same age as me.
chronically online, a man who lives with his mother/grandmother. That's gonna make sense in a second. And he's just a person who has incurred literally the wrath of the internet by doing pedophilic actions. Which,
But he's not popular enough yet. We gotta raise the awareness.
We really do, because Turkey Tom only got 1.6 million views on that. So
Yeah,
let's
and
help the brother out.
exactly. Plus, everybody in the neighborhood now knows who Cyraxx is, because back a while ago, I think, people actually traveled to Akron, Ohio, and placed flyers around his house saying, "Hey, this guy is a pedophile."
So for the first episode, we kind of figured we'd start at something that's really important to all of his actions, which is the enablers and the consequences, or more specifically, how consequences are dealt to him, which basically never.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna take a look at this guy and kind of try to figure out why this is happening, you kind of have to start looking at who's letting him do this.
Yep. So we have the main player, the main woman in all of this, Sally. Now, Sally, for the longest time, has wanted grandchildren. And when Chance's mother died in a house fire, she was willing to take Cyraxx in and give him the new name of Chance Wilkins. His actual name, before the change, was Patrick Smith.
And Sally's real name is Arnson, so you figure that.
Oh, yeah. With Sally, she has encouraged his behavior for quite some time. She has allowed Cyraxx to assault her. She's allowed Cyraxx to do all this other stuff. But the main thing that just kind of infuriates me is she encourages this negative behavior. She reinforces the idea that whatever Cyraxx is doing, she really couldn't care any less, which leads to Chance having a very entitled attitude, a very narcissistic perspective of life where he believes that everybody loves him, he has fans, and also leads him to have a sense of projection, meaning that he believes that everyone is in the same situation he's in, and he's just pushing out his own problems on the rest of the world. He blames all of the trolls and everyone else for his misfortunes, but really, it's all brought upon himself. He's just too stupid to realize it.
You said his mom died in a house fire, right?
Yes, his
Yes.
original
I actually
mom.
didn't know that till right now. Is that why he looks so ugly?
No,
wish.
his actual birth
Damn.
mother was
That was mean.
a
That might have
bit
been
slow.
too mean.
No, that's fair. That's a great assumption. He does.
I really didn't know.
He looks like Freddy Krueger after the burn, so it makes sense why you would think that.
Yeah,
Where was he during the house fire?
I'm not
I
really
actually
sure
don't know
about
that
that.
info.
Does anybody know how old he was at the time of that?
I
He was
would guess probably like an infant age, because he was still relatively pretty young. And this happened, I believe, in Alaska.
If I'm not mistaken, he was around 4 at the time that happened.
Okay, yeah. So
Not
he wouldn't have
completely
had any
wrong here.
recollection of any of that.
No,
Right.
he doesn't know his mother.
No.
No.
Okay.
And the
however,
thing is, I think he would have lived with his father, but his father, Rupel, who's now transitioned into a woman, decided to. I know it's complicated, it's weird, but he thought, or he actually sexually assaulted a young girl on a bike path. He was obviously found guilty of this since there was a good amount of evidence to convict him.
Sorry to cut in right here. Sorry, but this only fits here. And he was only caught because the sketch that was made about him and the info that was given out, the bike color and what kind of bike it was that he had that was seen on him, right, by the victim. He called the police himself and said, "Hi guys, I saw the flyer, and that guy looks exactly like me, but it wasn't me. Believe me, bro.
He said,
And then the police. That's
no,
not a
trust me,
joke. Police came to his house, saw the bike, and they were like, "All right, cool, easy work."
Bet. I'm gonna, yeah.
I'll call my wife. I'm making it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a good time.
Well, at least we know where Chance gets his stupidity from.
Yeah, that's bred in. Yeah, sorry to
That's
interject there, but that just had to go right there because that is
No, I
big part of it.
completely agree with it. You know, it gives more context and gives more details to what I'm saying.
I'm kind of going on a tangent right now. Is this dad like out of jail now, or is he still in
Yes.
prison?
Yes.
He's
Okay,
out of
so-
jail and has transitioned into a woman.
Okay. Has
After being caught with a Pinterest full of underage boys that were like put into very risque pictures of cross-dressing, but also specifically risque, the pictures, like not the fact that they're just cross-dressed, and they had like weird tags on them, stuff like you can convince a young boy to almost anything. It was really
gross.
strange. It was insanely like
that is so
disgusting.
gross. Is he
Fucked up comment here, but at least we now know he swings both ways.
right? Is he
Well,
legitimately like trans or
Like
Did,
Christian, I don't
like
think he
Christian?
had. I think he's kind of like Christian. He just doesn't have the courage to cut off his snossage.
I think it's more of a, with him specifically, it does feel like more of a trying to get away from an identity thing than
Yeah.
it feels like I've always thought, or like in the back of my head I've always felt this. It doesn't feel like that to me. But I also, I don't know the guy. I don't know.
I'd
Maybe-
rather not
yeah.
get to know him.
But
I'm not
it
gonna use,
feels like he's just trying to get away from the past. First he changed his name, then he got found by Marty, the main troll of the Cyraxx, who you guys are gonna learn a lot about. He got found by him. He got fired from his job. Trolls basically kept saying, "Hey, why are you? This guy's a rape. What the hell? He literally raped a minor on a bike path.
Right.
What's up?" And he got fired. Then that whole Pinterest thing also came out, and it just feels like he's again. Because he did that after he got out of prison. He changed his name. He tried to escape from his identity.
Yeah, try to get
And
away from himself.
it feels like that, but
Right.
I don't know.
You never know.
No, and
Yeah.
I don't want to take away from it if that's something he truly did feel. But he's not.
also not
Let's just say
gonna-
this: he's not a great person to bring up in trans debates. At least if you're
Right,
talking
yeah.
about the actual, he's not one to bring up as a good example.
Right.
No, and neither is Christian. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
Ben Shapiro would point to them.
Oh god.
Like, see, crazy.
See, look at him. They're crazy.
I'm telling you, it's not. That's actually not really a question. Yeah, Ben Shapiro's awesome. But we're not talking about Ben Shapiro.
We're talking about Cyraxx. Okay.
Yeah. Now, Cyraxx is a racist. Cyraxx is, and I'm not saying this because he sometimes says the N-word and because he thinks he's a gangster. I'm saying this because whenever he runs out of the most vile thing he can think of himself is that term, and that's what he then throws out. So meaning
yeah.
to him, it means it's like that's the worst thing he can imagine. He is a legitimate racist. He
Oh,
is,
yeah.
He's anti-Semitic. He is insanely sexist. And he's not to be super woke or anything. He's also an incredible pest because no woman has ever managed to get in more than 3 messages before getting a dick pic.
Exactly. I will say, while doing research for another podcast about him, I had to go onto Encyclopedia Dramatica. My eyesight was tainted for quite some time, and that was not fun.
Yeah, I saw the Willy too.
Masturbated. I get it.
It was gross.
But I will say, earlier on in his YouTube arc, if he was being questioned by Marty or anyone else, if he was backed into a corner, his form of retaliation was to whip it out and yell, "Get banned, F word." So
Yes, he calls it a defense
Yes,
mechanism.
it's a pretty shitty defense
Like those-
mechanism.
It's like those lizards that spit
Oh my
venom.
god.
Yes. He pulls out his what I can only assume is a horribly disfigured peen because I refuse to look at it. I
You'd
just
be
won't.
right.
I don't think my life. Look, I've consumed hours. I can't even describe how much content about this man, but I refuse to look at his penis.
You'll see it eventually.
I've seen him legitimately eat his own poop.
On the stylus?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that
no.
that one was
Yes. He shoved the pen up his ass and pulled it out,
And
and it
licked
was a little
it.
bit colored in, and he's enjoying it because he will claim later on that he was into this, but if you, I suggest looking at the clip, not the whole clip, just the end of it, like the last 30 seconds, to see him smile as he's doing. He loves
That
it.
actually ended up making
He's
me
gross.
gag.
And you know what? That is fine. No, but all jokes aside, right? That is fine. If you have a weird fetish, that's your thing. Enjoy whatever you're gonna enjoy. The problem is that you sent this to people who don't want to
Just
see
don't
it.
send this out for the rest of the internet to even see. Like in this other video, he sent I think he had like a doctor's visit or something, and he decided to post a video of a camera going up his ass showing worms.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's also plucked them out and like looked
Ugh.
at
Oh.
that stream. Oh, remember the time? Remember the time he shits himself on the stream and he looks at the camera and goes, "Oh shit! Sorry guys, it's storming out. Gotta go." It's so funny. It's the best. You hear him shitting himself. He's I'm shit. I gotta go.
Oh my
It's so
god.
good.
you just
But
see
to
it.
get back on topic a little bit, the enabling,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
The Sally's enabling has gone to a point, and I think this is truly critical to who he is and why he is the way he is. Sally has coddled him to a degree where this man has not been allowed to experience failure and success, and it starts with school.
Oh yeah.
Cyraxx, for those who don't know, didn't get to graduate. He will tell you all sorts of lies about what happened.
Yep.
You know, he's not a straight A student and he's ugly, so they didn't let him graduate. He'll tell you all kinds of bullshit, but that's not true.
No.
First problem is that Sally never, ever enforces anything. She coddles him to the point where she's not even forcing him to do his homework, study, none of that, right? So he was 23 when he was still in school.
And kicked out.
And
High school?
Yes, high school.
Could you do that?
Well, they probably were nice to him. He was in a special class. However, he was trying to show off to some kids and try to, basically from like a almost first floor type of thing, he tried to like do a back, I believe, into the cafeteria. He tried to do a backflip off of that, and he got hurt. You know, he fell bad. He got a bit hurt. And that happens, right? It's stupid, it's dumb, but whatever. The problem became afterwards, and that's always the problem with him. See, Cyraxx cannot take responsibility because Sally never taught him how to.
So it wasn't his fault.
Pretended. Yes, exactly. So he said at first he said people were trying to egg him on into doing this and like peer pressuring him. But then later on it turned into he got pushed. And at that point the police got involved.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, that's not
Assault,
okay.
yeah.
And of course it quickly came out that all of this was a complete lie and a complete bullshit, and the school who's been giving this man more leeway than I've ever seen given to anything.
Oh yeah.
Decided to finally kick him
Oh,
out. But
Listen,
that is why he didn't graduate.
I would be very uncomfortable with my child going to a school with a 23-year-old.
Yeah, I would say like pull them out immediately.
Yeah, maybe after he was like 19 or 20, they probably should have been like, you know what, this guy just
You've been here for too long.
You know, like
maybe he doesn't have it in him.
In a community college or something like that, right? Where like I can only ever go by the TV show Community.
Yeah.
But like, you know, yeah, sure. No, somebody's maybe 19 and starting his life, and the other one's like 40 and trying to change. Sure, but those are adults at the same time. But this guy was dealing with 16-year-olds.
Yeah, did it? Ugh.
Nasty.
And with what we know about him now, I can only imagine the things that were not recorded that he's done in the past.
And to his defense, oh no, not to his defense, but to like Sally's defense, there are people that have tried to put a bit of a stop to this, right? But as you hear so very often, it's too little, too late.
Oh yeah.
Right.
His big brother, well, he's not his actual. He does have an actual brother, like an actual legitimate brother, who was taken away from his mother and father before he was ever born, by the state. And that guy, and again, also to everybody out there, don't look into this person whatsoever. He never wanted anything to do with them. He's been contacted. He wants nothing to do with any of this. He has a family. He carries no fault here.
He made it. He turned out okay.
Yeah.
He got out of here. Yeah, exactly. Let's just be happy that one made it out.
Yeah.
And that's that, I think.
And
right?
let's just be grateful that he didn't turn into a third generation pedophile like Cyraxx.
But he did have a brother, Bill, who was gay, who had AIDS. That's sad.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Like, that's a weird way to phrase it. Like, he had AIDS.
Yeah.
That's sad. No, but it was a sad situation.
It is
There
sad.
was a whole thing where that had its own drama, but I'm not gonna get into that one. Really don't care. But that guy, for example, stopped Cyraxx when he tried to go at Sally. The time Cyraxx, for those who really didn't know, and I know Casey brought it up earlier shortly, but he actually did assault it in 2012. He assaulted his own, like the woman who raised him, his grandmother and mother.
And mind you, this was on Valentine's Day, so that's probably the closest he will ever get to touching an actual woman.
Damn it! I told myself I wouldn't laugh at the darkest shit, but it is fact.
No, please.
Okay.
This is just how we cope.
This
with
man
this
will
man.
never. This man will never have this much skin contact with a woman on Valentine's Day as when he choked his own mother. Conscious, wild. But he attacked her, and not only that, the man is a coward. He attacked her from the back. After she turned around, is when he claimed he backed out. No, he didn't. He went to jail for this. She got him out. So again, showing there's no consequences, right? But Bill did get in the way. He stopped him, and that's why, like, the internet kind of is like, hey, that guy, he was eyed.
Right.
Okay. Ed, who's also in the household with Cyraxx, his stepfather, is also somebody that on occasion has been known to put a stop to him a little bit.
Is he still like in the house?
Oh, he's still in the picture.
Okay.
But he's given up. He's given up. That's also certain.
In the picture, but he's just not heavily involved with anything anymore. He's just like
sitting on the couch downstairs.
He's just
like sad, staring at a wall.
He's just staring on the sideline, saying, "Sally, this is your kid. I've tried to stop him. He's your problem now."
Could you imagine like being downstairs in your house and you're just giving up on this guy, and like all you hear all day is just Cyraxx screaming?
Oh.
No, I truly can't.
No.
I truly can't. Like I want to give Ed some credit, right? But he's there willingly, and you can leave. And I always wonder to myself, like, man, how, like the head that Sally gives, how bomb ass must that be that dude stays there?
Yeah, really?
He's still there, dude.
It's insane. She must have magic pussy. I don't know. It's incredible that he's still around.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, I truly couldn't imagine that. But to be fair, I'm also more and I'm not like super hip or anything, but like I'm more able-bodied than Ed is. From what I know,
right.
From what I've heard, he's had like surgeries. He's also not fit, right?
No.
But no. The first time that happens, I'd be up there and letting him know, hey, stop that. The second time that happens, I'm putting his face through his monitor.
Oh yeah, like tough love. Cyraxx has never had any form of tough love whatsoever. Sally has not taken away his internet. Sally has not taken away his setup or whatever. She's always given him what he's wanted.
Even when she does, she did take away the internet for a time.
Yes, but
he just got internet through like somebody else's router, most presumably,
or a hotspot or something.
Which not in the interview, the sister does talk about that's not but who knows? Maybe, but no, it's probably a neighbor whose Wi-Fi he's accessing. But that's the thing, right? What good? Again, that's her type of. He's like, no, you know what? I'm gonna turn this because that's what she does when he goes. Well, she'll turn off the router. But like, you didn't do the consequence once again, Sally, because you should have gone up there and taken all his gear away.
Right.
Yeah.
Then he can't access it. You know, just take it away.
Just put it on a very tall shelf where his fucked up body can't get it.
You're 33. Earn it. You want this? Earn
exactly.
It. Like I don't get what's happening here. Like when I was a kid, this is like one of those those memories that shaped me as a human being, right? But I remember playing Nintendo 64, and I was playing Super Mario, the 64 one, and I was stuck on this level, and I couldn't get through, and I felt like I was gonna get it. My dad called. He's like, "Hey, I need your help." I'm like, "I'll be right there." Right? That happened twice. He called me again. I'll be right there. A couple of minutes later, he was in my room. He took down the Nintendo 64 and cracked it.
Ooh.
He just completely stomped it and broke it. Looked me in the face, said, "You have a minute, then you'll be outside." And during the time I was helping, he's like, "Okay, so now, you want that back, I assume?" Yes, very much so. So he's like, "Okay, so now you'll work with me. These summer vacations, we're gonna build this little shed in the back that I've been wanting to do. We're gonna, tidy up the whole wall. We're gonna paint all of it. You're gonna work for this, and then I'll get you a new one." But that taught me to not run, responsibilities.
Yeah.
Not entertainment.
He has never had an ounce of discipline in his life. It doesn't.
He never has. Yeah. Actions have consequences, and he's never learned that lesson. He's always learned that actions are just there, and not once has he been punished for what he said and what he's done.
Yeah, and he's always had the ability to basically put his own entertainment as legitimately the priority.
Oh, yeah.
Even when his own brother was the guy who stopped him, was dying in the hospital. He didn't go there once, and he'll tell you that he had to protect the house from people potentially breaking in. But no, he
Right,
wanted to
yeah,
be at
of
home and
course.
play his dumb video games. Like, and I love video games, but like,
Just
yeah.
not to
he
an
wanted to
extent.
pretend to be a music artist.
But if my brother was dying in the hospital, I would be there with him as well.
Yeah,
But then again, Cyraxx doesn't care about anybody. He truly doesn't.
he only
Not
Yeah,
his
only himself.
mom, nobody.
he only cares about himself. He only cares if he gets what he wants. He only cares if he's getting attention. He only cares if he's doing something else that only pertains to him. No matter what you do, he will always use people to his benefit and to his extent. Which, that's not a good friend. That's a really shitty friend and a terrible person.
Right.
And we've seen the friendships he's gone, because Cyraxx has gone through a couple of cycles of like friends that he's tried to bring into this. And
Oh, God.
it's the
Those
same
poor
shit.
people.
He'll try to bring people in to help him. And some people, my personal favorite arc of all of this is the Vita one, where he has this weird friend who shows up. He seemed like a super nice guy. However, he also is a guy who didn't do his due diligence. He didn't check out what the problem was, right? And he just showed up to protect a pedophile. That's what like that Marty kind of went a bit harder. However, at the end he didn't do anything, right? He threatened a lot. He said he was going to do a lot of bad shit, but he at the end he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I just wanted to show you that even if that was on the line, this man wouldn't be willing to do the simplest thing to help you. He's not your friend.
No.
Why are you here? Like, why are you trying to defend him? He doesn't give a shit about you. He only cares about you. You're willing to come here and say something.
Yeah.
So it sounds like his biggest enabler is his mom/grandmother in his life.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, to be fair, it's also the only person he interacts with in real life.
Right.
There's no real life component to this man.
No.
Whenever he's like, you guys don't know the real me, he's lying.
No.
Because there is no other him.
Every time.
Yeah, he can't help himself. Every thought he has to put on the internet.
Right.
For everybody else to see.
He just doesn't have the cognitive realization that he's bringing all of this down upon himself. He's bringing upon his own downfall.
So what makes a person like Cyraxx? There's lots of Lolcows out there. Not just Cyraxx, but Cyraxx is bad.
Yeah.
But we have people like Daniel Larson.
Yeah.
Chris Chan.
I think a key component is truly the parent.
Oh yeah.
It's truly the parent.
The parent is.
It's a complete.
Do you think this is a new thing, or you think it's been going on for centuries? It's just
No,
you know what I mean?
No, we've had insane losers forever.
We have, and it's always the parents that raise them. It's always that reinforcement of, hey, I want to become this, and they say okay, and they encourage it. Parents can encourage something, but only to a certain extent. With Daniel Larson, Bob Proctor had to pay for the recording studio. Bob Proctor had to pay for everything Daniel needed in order to record something.
And he never had to work.
It's also more than that. It's also just like the lessons they impart on them, right? With Cyraxx, you see it all the time where anything he does wrong just gets talked out of the world, and like Sally will just keep going. With Chris Chan, one of the most defining things for me with Chris Chan was the time where the Internet Lumberjack story kind of came from, right? Where he's like, cut down the internet, get it all off the internet. They saw the health department might come and shut us down.
Right.
But his problem wasn't that the house was in that shape. His problem was that he wanted to hide that other people knew it.
Right.
And what does that teach your kid? Right? What does that teach anybody?
So coddling for sure, a lack of discipline in the household,
complete lack of discipline.
I'm not saying
the mental health component.
Beat your kids, you know what I mean?
No,
but it's just appropriate, punishments for behavior, and that's never been given to these people.
You don't need to hit your kid at all, but it's also a lack of literally, in my opinion, it's a lack of care for the kids because they won't sit down with them and explain why something is a problem, right?
Right.
Even if you don't punish, you don't even have that conversation. They don't have those conversations with them. They don't sit down. They don't care.
They just don't.
They don't really give a shit. They're just not like,
They just don't sit down with them and say, "Hey, this is why this is bad, and this is what we can do to change that." They don't take the time to kind of slowly explain it to them.
No, like my brother, I'll see it on him all the time. Like, not a person who would ever in any way lay a hand on his kids. It's just not an option. No matter what they do, that just would never be an option in his head, right? But if they do something that they can't do, you'll see him like try to get him out of whatever the play zone is or however that happened, and then he'll sit him down. talk to him. He'll try to explain to this kid why that's wrong, why that's a problem, why you can't do that. Of course, the kid's super young still, so like he doesn't fully grasp the conversation, right? But you can see almost when you see him understanding a little, and you got to go through that. But you have to, and you only do that if you care about your kids, because that's a lot of work.
Exactly.
And kids is like, if you punish your kid, you have to punish yourself to a degree.
And
right?
so, like Sally, she wanted grandkids so bad, but once she ended up taking custody of him, she never did anything to actually help him live a good life. He could have
turned out as someone else. He could have turned out as
everyone has potential.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have turned out as someone else, but with Sally constantly coddling him, with Sally constantly reinforcing the idea that he's doing nothing wrong, that he's completely in the right, he never had a sense of a real punishment at all. And it's extended into his 30s to a point where his brain has stopped growing completely and he's not learning anything new.
And again, he also is a complete shut-in. So he never gets any information.
Absolutely.
And the one thing that I will say bad about the trolling with him, and I think it does a lot of good. I truly believe that, and I can get into that later on. One of the bad things that it has done is given him an excuse. Right, to a degree. Because now anybody that comes with any opposing views to his, he could just write it off as a...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So he never engages with any of it.
Oh, yeah.
But also, he's a legitimate pedophile.
He is.
That's also a problem.
He was recently...
there's multiple times... Yes, sorry?
No, it's okay. He was caught not once, not twice, but 4 times. The 4th one being the most recent. Now, I don't know how the 4th one came about, but... For those who were keeping tally with all of his previous
I actually know.
for all his...
Oh, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, the 4th one is actually kind of interesting. The 4th one is actually really interesting in my opinion, because it happened not too long ago, maybe 6 weeks at this point.
Oh, Lord.
Cyraxx met this guy through the internet, through streaming, called Tips TV.
Oh, yeah, I remember that
Who's
guy.
a character own right? He's also a whole problem, but we'll not get into that right now.
He's not worth getting into at this point.
Oh, well, Tips is a problem. Like a lot of people, and I have made my mistake where I for a second also thought maybe he isn't as bad. No, he is. But he met Cyraxx, he tried to hook up with Cyraxx, basically friends-wise, and he started defending Cyraxx. He said to Cyraxx, "I'll get you away from the." For some reason, Cyraxx believed it. That he was rid of the trolls. He's no longer, even though every single day he would make a video calling out trolls, he thought he was out of it. Again, I can't explain how he thinks.
No.
The interesting part was then on stream, and the video exists. Maybe when we do upload this on I'll look for links of everything I mentioned in here. We'll put links in descriptions or whatever. But there's the videos there where he's in chat, and this person who's actually a Wings of Redemption troll. Just went to Cyraxx chat and just called himself Ashley. And the second Cyraxx thought he was free of the trolls, he just saw that name pop into the stream. And he basically paused the entire just to talk to this person in there. He's like, "Oh, hey, Ashley. Hi, hey, how?" Really make the whole thing about it.
How are you,
and then, the person was obviously looking to, talk to him. And so he instantly engaged in all of it. And the person from the start has told him, he's used pictures that he found from, he said a stripper on Instagram, so I just assumed that this woman that's what she does professionally. If not, I'm sorry, ma'am. And she did look a bit older, but he also found another picture of somebody who looked younger and showed it. And he's like, "No, I just had makeup on and whatever." He once confronted this person and said, "Are you really 15?" And he's like, "Yeah, sorry, I am." He knew the entire time. Still sent out dick pics, and then he does what he always does. He has post not clarity, and that's when he starts doing his look. We're gonna get in trouble if we do. And he's so manipulative that he's telling this what he thinks, and he truly thinks this 15-year-old girl. He's telling her, "No, you'll be in trouble if they find out." And
right.
And oh man, I'll find the clip for you. Hopefully we can cut this after this. The clip where he just says, "Hey, how come when people are arrested for messing with minors, why does nothing happen to the minors? Why aren't they arrested? Shouldn't it be a two-way street?" So he says that out loud.
Oh my god!
And that would almost point to the fact that he's maybe not even fully aware of the fact that But that's not true. He knows what he's doing is
But
wrong.
he knows what
And
he's
he tries to
doing is wrong.
manipulate
Yeah,
it
he's
into
not-
like, hey, let's just put this under the rug. But then he'll come back again and write the because he does it in here. Because and other examples
Yeah.
show this even better. This man is horny to a degree that's not even okay.
He's down bad.
At his age, I don't know how he maintains that libido. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Like, I have no idea how he does it.
He's like the dumbest person,
Yes.
but he's manipulative.
As I like to say, he has
and
Oh,
at
absolutely.
the same time, like
he
it
has
doesn't make
manipulative
sense, you know?
street smarts. Yeah. It's
It's
crazy.
like a innate ability in him or something.
And it's
to
because
be
that's what he's been
a
raised to do.
narcissist.
Sally does it.
manipulative.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Sally
yeah.
manipulates him, and now he's kind of taking notes from her and manipulating other people. But the biggest part of his manipulation is to try and use his sympathy to garner people's sympathy as well, but to use his sympathy to get whatever he wants.
And he also gaslights so much, but like he's really bad at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like, I'm sure a toxic boyfriend has more experience than Cyraxx does.
Like he's like, no, you did.
Yeah.
you.
Cyraxx has
I
really
didn't
do.
say that.
He can gaslight himself into believing anything.
He's
And-
told the
and-
lie so much
yeah.
he actually believes it.
And you can be like, no, he doesn't true. No, he does. He believes himself. For whatever else you want to say about him, the fervor this man has when he's fighting for this, he believes himself. But that just doesn't make reality.
Right.
As much as you believe it, it really doesn't matter. And he has all
Right.
these excuses. I've never been caught. There's nothing on my registry. And I'm like, sure, because Ohio's laws, you managed to not be on a registry. That doesn't change the fact that you got hard thinking it was a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the part that
That-
matters.
And that makes you a pedophile.
Exactly. And it's and like it's exactly that's the most important part here. I don't know. That's the part I'll never get over is the fact that you got sexually aroused by a child. That's the problem. It's nothing else
Yeah.
really matters in this whole conversation. Whatever you say, oh, it was actually an adult, and oh, but I was tricked, or whatever it is. First of all, there is, and guys, go ahead. Feel like anybody listening to this, go ahead. Feel free. Try me. I'm not a hypocrite. Like, try me. There's no way in fucking hell that you're gonna contact me and just be like, hey, I'm whatever, 14, 15. And he's called out to be contacted by these people, and we'll get into. But
Right.
even there's no way in hell that you'll get me to do any it just won't happen. Because first of all, I don't want to. That's number one. That's the most important part. This is not what I'm into.
Right.
Sorry. And second of all, it's also just completely wrong.
No, me and you are the same age as Cyraxx, right? We're both.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
Like,
33,
yeah.
I'm 33.
Yeah.
I have nothing in common with anybody under 25.
Yeah, and like, look, I understand that,
Nothing.
sleeping with
Well,
a
I'm sorry.
19-year-old is legal and whatnot, but no.
I could hang out with someone under 25, but there's nothing like romantic going to go on there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, I totally get it.
I don't think he even thinks about it until after, they've talked to him, after he gets what he wants. And he's like,
And
well,
in his defense,
we better not talk about this, he might,
Right.
And, like,
you'll
in his
get
defense-
trouble.
right? I'll defend the thing here for him. For one, I believe that it truly wouldn't make a difference whether, to him, whether you're 14 or you claim to be 67. As long as anybody shows him interest, he's willing to take it. But that leads to a whole other, because also he doesn't care about the person there either. It's not like he's trying to find somebody he actually gives a shit about. His idea of what a girlfriend is somebody who gives him help in achieving sexual pleasure when he feels like having it. That's his whole thought process behind it. You see it when he talks to girls.
And this is
That's
why
all
he
of that.
can't. This is why we can't leave him alone.
Yeah.
This is why he
He'll
can't
go
be
for it.
left alone.
No.
Because
Yeah, he thought he was left
he's-
alone, and he
if
went
he's
for a
not
kid
doing
right
it-
away.
Yeah, if he's not doing it to a troll, he's going to do it to a kid.
Exactly. He's a threat to his community. He's a threat to every child out there. And where he lives, actually, he lives right behind a frickin' daycare.
Right.
When you told me that, that was the last time actually that anything about him shocked me. That was insane.
Yeah,
my
no.
Lord.
It's
Oh, God.
hopefully we can bring enough awareness to a point where one of the daycare workers actually recognizes that the person who lives right across or right behind them is a legitimate threat and hopefully does something about it to protect the kids from this person,
He's
this
built
individual.
like a tall fence or something.
Now, to be fair, he's probably never gonna jump over there and do anything because he's just too much of a coward.
And his body's completely fucked
He's
up,
not gonna
so
go
no
outside.
way in hell he would be able to jump a fence.
Yeah, but you don't. But that to me at least wouldn't like. He still has the ability to look through a window and touch himself, and that's bad enough.
Okay, so what has Cyraxx been up to recently?
Well, recently there was a police report that was posted somewhere saying that, so it reads, and it is very convincing, because if you go on the Akron PD's website, it kind of looks like this. There's a summary/status update from field case report of number 2014-0001710.
Oh, yeah.
It reads, upon further investigation, witness interviews, and evidentiary review, it is hereby concluded that the suspect, Chance Wilkins, has developed a lengthy history of engaging in deviant sexual behavior, included but not limited to pseudo-pedophilia, indecent exposure, and sadistic self-harm, documented by no fewer than 37 instances of unique video evidence. Criminal investigation and procedural operations are open and under review. It is the conclusion of this body that Wilkins is a mentally retarded, slow adult who suffers from extraordinary delusions, narcissistic personality disorder, acute victim syndrome, and borderline criminal sexual depravity, with a focus on teens and tweens.
Okay,
he is an
When it said the mentally retarded thing, and it said NPD and personality disorder, I was like, okay, that's not real.
Yeah.
Hold on, real quick. Personality disorder and narcissistic are different.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
that could both be in there.
That is true,
I don't like the fact that it's shortened. That makes me like choke up a little bit. And retarded is, technically speaking, the way it's used here, it is a medical term.
Well, they don't use that medically.
I would find that highly doubtful too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
it's
mentally
just
unwell
not,
or something.
Yeah, it's
and
just
tweens,
not.
Is that a real term? Isn't that just like a bullshit term?
Yeah. Tweens is a real term.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that. I thought
I think it's like in America.
Okay, yeah. For the listeners, I'm not a native English speaker, so
Yeah.
my bad, dudes.
Oh no, you're fine. And
I thought tweens was like a funny term, It's like look at those tweens.
I
thought it was an insult. I thought it was an insult.
No. Honestly, we don't blame you for thinking that.
And a lot of the stuff wouldn't be released to the public like that anyways, because that's more of
absolutely not.
Violation.
A lot of
and the problem is when you do look it up under this file number, case number, I couldn't really get into it. I couldn't really get into it, probably because region stuff. I don't know. But Casey did type the whole number in, and she got an error.
I did, and I got a complete error message.
Yeah.
So that's actually a good reason as to why people would say, it's fake.
So we'll take this with a grain of salt. The information in this is completely accurate. It's just probably not coming from who it says it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to believe it.
Yes.
Though.
By the way, am I the only one
absolutely
who this kind of hit different when it was being read out? Because I read it to myself, I read it myself, but all of a sudden, hearing it out loud, my God, dude.
So we had this come out, and we also N-Word Boy, his videos, the uploads about him crying to his fake crying.
Yeah, N-Word Boy and I believe William Glory Hole actually document what Cyraxx has been up to, whether it's on Cyraxx's Rumble, whether it's on Cyraxx's Twitch or YouTube or Kick account or whatever.
They try to archive it for us.
Yeah, for those who don't know, if you want truly uncut, just raw Cyraxx footage, you'll find it on N-Word Boy 3.0's YouTube channel. And and all of the information that gets behind the scenes, that's William. He'll get the body cam footage. He'll get the, he kind of gets the additional stuff, and he's very involved behind the scenes. He's not like anybody that you'll find doing streams.
Yeah.
He'll confront Cyraxx on streams, but not. Those are definitely currently his two of his three current probably biggest boogeymen. Kate is still always a problem. Kate from Maestro Mafia, who's the person who originally like kind of outed him to the
Exposed
internet
him.
as as he
Yeah.
is.
But
We'll
the,
probably also have a link to this in the description.
But the N-word boy, man, he went. He was trying to be so sad, man. He was like,
Sorry. One last thing before you started,
yeah.
just because I think this is kind of always important, especially if anybody hears that doesn't know. N-word boys channel is called what it's called because that's an insult Cyraxx loves throwing around. It's not that this guy had that, it's a reference to one of Okay, just to put that, because that's what Cyraxx like hates the most, so he became.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it. You all get it. It's ironic.
Yeah, it's just context.
Great.
So he's on this thing. He's, you're always doing this. You have so many people that you've hurt and destroyed. You need to. I'm not a bad guy. He goes on for, his usual 15-minute spiel where he says the same thing like 20 times.
Classic manipulation tactic at its finest.
There was that one, and then he got mad at the guy in the.
I love when he's mad. I love when he tries to like make his voice all barky because he thinks people are gonna fear it. He's like, "I told you to stop messing with me, boy." And you're like, "God, you sound like a boy,
like a wrestler."
Yeah.
It just sounds so absolutely funny because you don't expect it coming out from a person with a skullet and having really fucking crooked teeth and not even looking at you straight. Like one of his eyes is just looking to the left side, so his insults aren't even going to look at you straightly.
No, Cyraxx is the type of man who try to do wrestling moves to you in a real fight. He's like, I'm about to pedigree you. You're like, what?
Yeah.
I'm
Stone Cold Stunner, brother.
Yeah. That's what he sees. That's what he sees. He sees when he does these speeches, that's what he sees himself doing to people. He thinks he's gonna. Like,
he thinks he's like.
He has this weird concept of violence where he only knows it from either wrestling, or something like anime and TV. Exactly. He has this weird concept, like thoughts of punching a man that will then fly are realistic to him.
Right. He's trying to sound like this anime protagonist, but
ridiculous.
It just falls so flat. So quickly.
Yeah, even when he gets into stuff like the UFC, which he had like a bit of a part in it, and he did like streams about the video games. He tried to, last time he wanted to, not the time he did, he was like, I'm actually practicing, and he was playing the UFC game. Yeah. That was his practice.
Oh my god.
Which is great, but yeah, no.
So he goes off. He goes off on this guy from a Facebook group on Instagram, and it is gold.
Wait, did that happen on Instagram?
Yeah, it happened on Instagram.
Cyraxx has an Instagram?
God.
I think it happened on Instagram.
Donald Trump isn't even allowed on here. What the hell? That's so great.
Cyraxx is also on TikTok.
Oh no,
I haven't found his TikTok.
I would think so.
No.
I mean, he's on TikTok. He's on Instagram. I feel like the only platform he really isn't on is Twitter.
But he goes on, man, it's a rant. It is a rant for the A. I can't play it here. There's so many
so many F-bombs thrown around.
So many N-words.
How about we cut it at the end? How about we just cut 5 minutes of it just at the end of this? Just so you guys can get an idea. If you don't know how insane this man is.
I'll edit it
just
down.
like a little bit of a show and tell of Rax rage.
Yeah.
I'll edit it down to where it just it's nothing but him saying the N-word.
Oh god!
It'll last 5 minutes.
We're gonna get demonetized for sure.
Minutes, I
It'll
swear.
still be half the minute. It'll still be half the video. Yeah, I was going to say, you just cut it down to the worst insults. Like it's still 80% of the video.
It was so funny.
Exactly.
He has no. That's always the problem with his insults, right? He has no. First of all, he has no content. He has nothing filling it. So if you want to hurt a person, just the lesson here for everybody, right? If you want to, you'll take something about them that's true, and that's gonna actually punt. But Cyraxx doesn't know who anybody is. He's only ever talking to the void. So with Marty, it's the only person he's actually seen in real life, but nobody else. Everybody, has a profile picture that's not them. He's just throwing out insults, hoping that they'll stick, and that's just never gonna work. And even if these are the people that are, as you say, demons that are making your life unlivable, why would you provoke them?
Oh yeah, the demon thing happened too, where he found God for a day. I forgot about that.
Oh my god, that was like the best part.
That was a
good
one
because, I mean, I've grown up with a very Christian dad. And the thing is, like, he's not like hardcore Christian. He made me go to Sunday school. I think that's like the extent that I've gone to.
And the values.
Right. And I thought to myself, no logical, respectable church would welcome a pedophile in with open arms, and no demon would even want to possess someone like him.
I still want a Cyraxx sex tape.
Oh no, I don't want that.
I really want one, but I want like a real one. I don't want one that like.
Why would you wish for that?
Look, you've seen in the last person who's outing him, who I don't really like an expose on him, right? There's nothing in there that's truly like but everything he does, anytime this woman brings up anything regular, he just instantly goes sexual, but never even fitting to. So she's like, man, I've been having a rough day. My kid's not doing too great. He's like, oh, that sucks. Oh, by the way, I would totally eat your pussy. Like, he jumps to that. So I want to see the interaction, right? Because I just have to imagine I don't want the sex part. I want the sex tape to end right pre-penetration.
Has any of the trolls, you know how like they used to try to send prostitutes to Chris Chan, right?
Oh, Cyraxx has had a plethora of men showing up to his house.
Has anybody tried doing that to Cyraxx?
Oh my god, that would be great.
Marty has done this so many times, yeah.
Oh yeah, and it just what happens? I don't know. Does it just not
the same thing always happens? The door gets opened by an old lady, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the greatest news I think that I've ever heard.
Like, oh,
male prostitutes being sent over to jail.
They even sent some to Jake, who used to be like a real life friend of Cyraxx.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And there was this whole thing where they had Cyraxx got butt fucked by Jake for toys. Let's just put it how it is. It's fact. Can't deny it. Marty found it turned out to be real. Now I think to myself, Jake, really? Really, bro? Have you heard of Grindr? Hook yourself up. Why you gotta fuck this? For toy.
Is that the best you could do?
No, I mean, look, man, you can have all the sex you want, as long as the other party agrees.
There are better choices out there.
And not even just better, but you don't have to buy them toys, man.
Yeah.
Jake, you're not that ugly. You don't need to pay for it, brother. Come on. God damn it, call me. I'll fuck you.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Let's get it done.
Come on, I've got a busy schedule. Come on.
So, but that, by the way, that is how I believe Cyraxx would do it, because that's the part I would want to see in that tape. Is his complete understanding of how that works, how it really works. Because his only idea is
how sex actually works.
Yeah, that's his only idea.
That would be like a great interview.
Yeah, but being intimate with the person and the whole shebang that's part of that. That's the part I would love to see it just not happening. I don't know.
It would be the most tropey porn things he could think of, because it's the only thing he knows about.
You want to suck my dick? Or how bad do you want me inside you right now? She's like, I don't know, not right now. Not that much.
I ain't ready for this.
Can we start light? You say hi first? I don't know.
Can we start slow? I'm not really used to this.
No, but I really want to eat your ass.
Oh my god, you're disgusting.
Yeah, it always goes to the same result. That would be so fun.
Oh man.
Guy.
So that's about all that's. Is anything else happened this week?
Not really. I think this has been a slow one.
No.
This has been a slow one. It's the same old crying, fake.
Same old shit. Same old bitching.
Yeah. Okay.
However, next time we come back here, we're gonna have I'm not even gonna spoil anything. We're gonna have a crazy one.
Oh god,
We're gonna have this one's been a bit of an introduction. We're taking it slow. We're letting you guys know this. What we're about to do is fine, because this guy is truly a monster, and if this doesn't happen, it leads to bad results, which I think we've shown at least. Because he will.
Oh yeah.
So everything that comes from now, this is where we start having fun with it, right? This is where it gets good.
Absolutely. We start throwing insults at him. We start making fun of him. We're throwing his ass into the fucking bonfire. You don't even know what's gonna hit you guys.
The last thing that I truly just want in here as the last disclaimer before we go hard and in the next ones, I'm going to. We are probably going to make fun of his how he looks. Let's just be blunt here. And,
Mainly his
and
appearance.
I truly don't
and-
think that that's something that's usually okay. Okay, you don't make fun of a person's appearance. There's no need to, and it's not cool.
No, but in right.
Now
If you are, first of all, if you're a person that's constantly insulting everybody with what you presume to be their appearance, you kind of lose that right to cry afterwards, right? You have to take what you dish out. And also, if your
Exactly.
exterior perfectly matches your interior, then what are we gonna do?
Exactly.
And
You know?
let's not kid ourselves. He doesn't do anything for himself to help either.
No,
He
he's a
doesn't-
vile,
He doesn't clean
disgusting
himself.
creature
He doesn't.
with no morals.
He doesn't brush his teeth. He doesn't shave. He doesn't
No.
try to make himself look any nicer than what he looks every day.
Sally has to clean his dirty ass.
Which
Worst
he
of-
wears.
no, dude,
he
that
wears
ass has
the
never
same
been
shirts
clean.
no.
for
Not
days
really.
in a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he tried, if he did a lot of things differently, or never did a lot of things, he would be a totally different person. But that's with anybody. But this is the path he's chosen, and I'm gonna make fun of him for it.
That's only fair.
Exactly. And he's a self-admitted pedophile. If you're going on the internet and admit that you are this type of individual,
Yeah, get ready to take.
you're gonna get exactly
whack.
get ready to get ready for all of the hell that'll be brought down upon you.
Right. You get what you ask for.
And-
Really.
Exactly.
He's the only victim that you can literally victim blame without feeling bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because, the only person who considers him a victim is himself. Anyway.
Oh God, yeah. All right, I'll save my rant for the next episode.
Okay,
Thank you
so-
all so much for listening. Thank you
Yeah,
guys
thank
for
you
doing
for
this
listening.
with me.
Next time, apparently, we're gonna dive into it.
Oh, we're gonna get so
stuff.
wild, dude. Oh my god.
Um,
Oh no.
I'm letting these two.
I hope we can get into the psychology part of
I'm-
it because
I'm-
I think that's my area of expertise.
Right, I'm letting these two just try to shock me beyond imagination. So next
Oh,
time,
honey, we are good. We are gonna fucking destroy you.
oh god,
Dude, we're the 56-year-old couple you met on vacation, and we've had a few.
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, next week's gonna be fun. We'll see what he gets up to in the next week or two. I think we're gonna try to do it bi-weekly, right? Every 2 weeks, actually. Or
Yeah,
maybe,
that sounds like a
unless
great
something
for now,
crazy
yeah.
happens during the week, and then we can shoot in a weekly
yeah.
one and come in
Yeah,
with
yeah.
updates or something.
And if you
But
guys have
no-
any feedback, hit us with it. We're open. Talk
Yeah,
to us.
Exactly.
Listen, we all have jobs, and we're not doing this for any kind of money or anything like that. We're just doing it to goof around, goof on somebody, have a little fun.
Plus, it's just nice to have someone to talk to about, this kind of behavior and this kind of whatever he does, just to kind of get it off of our chest. And
Right,
as someone, as you've said it before, just kind of, you just have an itch that needs to be scratched, and we're hopefully going to scratch that itch for you.
Even considering the fact that from the start we have said that money will never be made with this, we'll still make more money with this than Cyraxx has ever done on. At least
Oh,
we're
absolutely.
not losing money on it. We're staying negative.
Yeah,
We'll stay
no.
zero. That's fucking quite alright by me. Everybody, see y'all next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.